Hello family, welcome and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing great. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to make the best eggplant stir fry. Step-by-step tutorial for beginners. I'm going to be serving this with some ugali and some omena. If you just found my channel today, welcome and welcome back to Beyond Aroma of Kenya, where I share with you guys simple and easy recipes perfect for ordinary families. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss my new uploads. Let's get straight to today's video. I'm going to start this particular video by preparing my eggplants. I have 5 eggplants here that I already washed, so I'm going to go ahead and chop them. I'm going to remove this part over here first. I'll just chop off the ends. So when chopping your eggplants, I've seen lots of people get rid of the seeds. Yeah, and then you only remain with the eggplant itself or something like that. Okay, let me try to do that. Yeah, although when I always cook this, I don't get rid of the seeds. But let me try to do that today. I'm just going to move my knife around as I'm doing here. After cutting the eggplant in half, I actually feel like I'm wasting this. I'm not going to do that anymore, and I can't deal with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop this up, and then I'm going to just prepare this, and then I'll just share with you how I make this with the seeds. The main reason why some people get rid of the seeds is because the seeds is what makes this bitter when you cook them for the first time and you actually don't know how to prepare them properly. So all I'm doing here is just chopping them into tiny cubes as shown in the video. You can chop your eggplant whichever way you want. Yeah, provided it makes you happy, go ahead and do that. For this one here, I'll just leave the seeds on, and then I'll just chop all of them with the seeds like I said before. I'm going to go ahead and add this in a basin, and then I'll just prepare the rest of my eggplants. Yeah, if you prefer removing the seeds, go ahead and do that. For me, I feel like I'm going to waste a lot of this, and I just feel guilty. I've chopped the last piece over here. I'll just add it together with these other ones to get rid of the bitterness in these eggplants. I've seen other people soak them in milk. I actually always just use water for this. The trick here is to just add the water to cover your eggplants, and then you're going to add some salt in. It will help the same way to get rid of the bitterness in this, especially if you didn't remove the seeds like me. And then I'll just quickly mix this up so the eggplants can absorb the salt and a little bit of the water. If you prefer using milk, just go ahead and do that. I'm going to let it sit here for like 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the ingredients. I have 2 medium-sized red onions here. I'll just chop them. So for my onions, I'm just going to chop them across like this. Oh, I'm already crying. One day I'll make these onions cry. Another thing that I'm going to prepare is 4 medium-sized tomatoes. Let me just go ahead and rinse them really quick. I'm just going to chop them the African way. You can use a board for this. Yeah, if you're afraid of your knife. I'll set my tomatoes aside again. I'm going to go ahead and prepare some garlic too. So as usual, I'm going to prepare my garlic and then I'm going to crush it together with my ginger to make a paste. You can use ginger and garlic paste if you have that at home. So before I crush them together, I'll chop them into tiny pieces to make it easy. Yeah. It's already past 30 minutes. I'm now going to go ahead and wash this. I'm going to add them right here so the extra water can drain. So as you can see, the water looks a little yucky. That means the bitterness in this is right here. Moving on, right here on my stove I have my karai. In my country we call it karai. I don't know how you call it in your country. I'm going to go ahead and add some oil to it. I'm not going to use so much oil. I'm going to go ahead and just move my karai like this so I can oil the sides. You can use a large pan for this if you don't have a karai. I'm going to go ahead and fire up my stove and then I'm going to preheat my oil until it's super hot. Yeah. So my oil is now a little bit smoky. That means it's just ready. I'll just reduce my heat and then I'm going to go ahead and add my eggplants in. That's oil. It's so hot. So I feel like I just need to fry this in one batch. And then I'm going to turn my heat to high again so that the eggplants don't absorb my oil and so they don't become soft. There are 2 reasons to this. I'm going to let the lower side of this fry for a few minutes. So as you can see now, they're starting to turn translucent or a little pale. They are almost ready. And one more thing that I'm going to add is some salt. Yeah, that will make them a little hard. And since I soaked them with salt, I'm going to watch my salt so I don't add excess in. I'll just add a pinch of salt. Mix it up continuously as shown in the video until they are super pale. Okay, so this is how this looks. I don't know if you can see close to the camera, but this is just ready. Yeah, they are pale enough. I don't want to overcook them. And then one more thing that I'm going to do is to just remove them the spoon. Yeah, when you add your oil in, maybe you're going to add excess. I'll add them to a bowl. You don't want to sleep in a hospital for this. Yeah. There is still some oil here. I'm just going to empty my karai. Okay, so I'm going to return my karai to my stove here, and then I'm going to be very honest with you. Eggplants seem to carry a lot of oil even after you drain it, so I'm not going to adjust any oil. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just add my onions in. My karai is not like extra dry, it has a little bit of oil in. I'll add my onions, and then I'm just going to dry fry them until they are little golden brown. Okay, one more thing that I'm not going to forget is to add my ginger and garlic, and then I'm just frying them both to golden brown like I said before. So my ginger is starting to stick to my karai, and my onions are just ready. I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes in. Mix it up. Okay, here's another thing that I need to tell you guys. The reason why I added my eggplants separately after frying them is because I don't want them to be extra soft and soggy. So just make sure when you're preparing your tomato mixture, just prepare it on an empty karai or an empty pot. Yeah, if you add your onions in after you fry your eggplants, they're going to be extra soft and soggy, and you don't want that, do you? And then another thing is that you never know the oil that is at the bottom of your pot. So maybe you can add your tomatoes in, and then there was excess oil in, and then you're going to heat your food full of oil, and you don't want that again. So I'm going to go ahead and add a pinch of salt to my tomato here, and then I'm going to mix it up super quick. That's just enough. I'm just going to wait until my tomatoes soften. I don't know if I can find something to cover it up, so I speed up this. Try the lid. Just make sure you let your tomatoes soften so they're not lumpy. This mix is just ready. If the eggplants are in, and then I waited for like 3 to 5 minutes, they would have overcooked. So that's the reason why I prefer setting these aside. I've done this in lots of my videos. Yeah, even while I was preparing my omena. So I'm going to go ahead and add my eggplants in, and then I'm going to give it a quick mix. So after you mix this up, you can taste it to know if you need to adjust salt. After mixing this like this, you don't need to cook it again. It's just ready. It's looking good. Let me just give it a quick taste so we know what we need to adjust here. Okay, and then you can add any of your favorite spices. Right here I have my beef masala. I actually love Royco cubes for most of my recipes. I'll just add this beef masala in, just a little bit of it to give it like a meaty taste. Is that even a word? And then I'm going to just mix it, and then I'll remove it from the stove because it's just ready. You can add any of your favorite spices right there after you add your tomatoes in, when you're adding a pinch of salt, and then let it cook with the tomatoes. Yeah, I didn't think of that before. I'm going to go ahead and now prepare my ugali. Ugali is just a staple food where I come from. If you're new here, I am from Kenya. Like my channel's name. And then right here I have some leftover ugali. I soaked the leftover ugali in water after breaking it. Yeah, and then all I'm going to do is to bring this to a boil. I've actually already done a ugali recipe on my channel. I don't know if I explained that or I just added subtitles. I'll check on it. Let me just bring this to a boil. I'm now going to go ahead and add my flour in, maize flour. Okay, I'll just add a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my wooden spoon to spread it around. And then one more thing that I love to do is to let the water pass through it. If you didn't do this, my mom will consider that ugali raw. Yes, so I'm used to it. And then I'm now going to go ahead and cook this ugali. So ugali is just a staple food from Kenya. After you add your flour, you just mix by folding and folding until it's firm. Yeah, for the flour you just need to add it a little bit by bit. Yeah, you can add it once and then it turns out super hard and you don't want that. Adjust my flour in to use medium heat. So the trick is to just mix this by folding and folding again and again, and you have to make sure that there are no flour lumps in it. Yeah. So to cook a perfect ugali, it should take you 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah, I can estimate it through that. The other ugali recipe that I did on my channel, I actually used portion meal maize flour. For today's video, I'm using sifted maize flour from the shops. So you actually don't have to have leftover ugali to make ugali. I didn't say that before. You can just bring some water to a boil and then add your flour in bit by bit. For me, I don't always throw away my leftover ugali, so I just break it and soak it in the water for a few minutes and then I bring it to a boil. Yeah. just ready. Actually, if you're using sifted maize flour, it doesn't need so much work. Yeah, like if you're using maize flour from a posho mill. Yeah, so I love it when my wooden spoon is neat. And then I'm going to just make sure that I make a good round shape for my ugali. Just do this. You don't have to be so lazy about it. Get something and then make your ugali neat. Yeah. Okay. So after this, I'm going to cover it up. Let me get a plate. I'll cover it and then I'll let it simmer here on low heat for at least 3 minutes. Okay, so my ugali is just ready. Let me turn off my stove. And then I'm just going to turn my pot upside down to get my ugali to the plate. Let me just do that. So here again, I lightly wet my wooden spoon and then I'm going to go ahead and just make this neat again. Yeah, you don't have to be so lazy. Just make your ugali neat and a good circular shape for it. Okay, that is done. I'm going to cover this up for a few minutes so it doesn't lose it. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to be serving this with omena. I already do a omena recipe step-by-step tutorial. It's on my channel. Check it out. I actually have 3 videos. Yeah, they are so good if you're a beginner at making omenas on Nairobi. Yeah. I'll just fire up my stove and then I'll quickly warm it up. I'm going to go ahead and transfer my food to a bowl. I already used this bowl before when I finished frying my eggplant, so I'll just use the same bowl. I'll add it in. Yes, you guys, this is smelling so good. I'll keep the spoon. This omena is looking so good. Here is my omena. Like I said before, check out my omena recipe. I'm going to actually link it down on my cards so you can check it out. And here we go, our eggplants over here. Here's my ugali. I'll just uncover it. Let me just go ahead and serve my food. I have my plate here. As usual, I love to wipe my plate before I use it. Yeah. So you can serve your eggplants whichever way you want. You can eat them with rice. They'll be good too. It doesn't have to be ugali. I'll just cut a piece of ugali and then I'll put it close over here. Okay. So you guys, my dinner is just ready and I'm super hungry. For ugali in my country, we eat with our hands. So I'll just wash my hands and then I'll be right back. We are going to give this a taste test. The eggplants are really good and I'm super happy because my salt is not excess and yes, they're not bitter. Yeah, let me now try my omena. And yes, my omena is also good. Thank you so much for watching this particular video. I hope you liked today's video and try to make your eggplants. It's super simple and easy, and they're very delicious. Yeah, you need to eat more plants to be healthy. Thanks for watching again, and see you in my next video. Bye.